Hi guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about the soul's purpose, and if this is something that can be found in astrology. Now, a lot of people look at their natal chart to see what their life purpose is, but is the life purpose the same as the soul purpose? When you look at natal chart astrology, you can find the life purpose or possibly the soul purpose in 3 different places. So the first place that we look for the soul purpose or life purpose would be the sun itself. Not just your sun sign, but the house placement it's in, any aspects it makes to other planets. The second place that I look for life purpose in the chart is the north node of the moon. I would arguably say that this is the one point of the natal chart that is the closest to the soul's intention. The north node of the moon represents what area in your life you are almost drawn to but scared of at the same time, because it's uncharted territory. It's the very opposite of your south node, which is your past life, or if you don't believe in past lives, it's the things that you're super good at and super comfortable with. The people that do embrace their north node tend to live the most fulfilling lives. So I do feel that there's a correlation here, definitely with life purpose, possibly with the soul. The third section of the natal chart I look for when I'm looking at life purpose is the midheaven. The midheaven traditionally represents your reputation in society. So nowadays that means your social media reputation essentially. It also represents the highest pinnacle that your career can reach, and really not just your career, but all of your worldly aspirations. It's like the uppermost point that you can reach in this lifetime. But is this the soul? That's the question. I would argue that none of these is actually the soul's purpose, because the soul doesn't actually have an intention. So let's talk about what the soul is. We know that a human is a 3-part being. We are a body, a mind, and a soul. Essentially, one part of us is the thinker, one part of us is the physical being, and one part of us is the eternal nothingness. Now, when you think about a human's lifetime, what you're really talking about is the human's incarnation as a human in the physical world. When a human dies, the body is gone, but also the mind is gone. The mind is actually the thing that regulates what we call the astral body. But is this the soul? That's not one of the 3-part triune being. It's body, mind, and soul. So what is the soul? We know that when a human body dies, the energy field is gone. So the third thing that's left is what is really you. You are the consciousness, the thing that simply is, and it is like a small slice of all that is, aka God. When physicists talk about things like black holes, or they talk about things that are beyond the 4th dimension, which is the time-space continuum, when you get up into the 5th dimension and beyond, you're talking about something called a singularity. Everything exists as oppositions in the physical world. Color exists on an opposition wheel. So we have black, white, red, green, orange, blue, etc. The soul is a singularity. So where it exists above the time-space continuum is where it is eternal. When it incarnates into the physical world, it polarizes as well, although we're not going to get into that in this video. You can go watch my video called Twin Flame Astrological Signs, and I explain in that video a bit more about what happens when it polarizes, because this is the concept of twin flames. So how do you experience the soul as a physical being? Well, you know what your body feels like, and you know what your mind is, and most of us, 99% of the population, has been conditioned to identify with their mind. That means that you think that you are the thinker. If your body and your mind are both going to perish one day, that means that you are not either of those things. How can you experience this right now? It's really easy. You literally experience it now. The only way, in fact, to access who you really are, aka your soul, is to become the conscious observer of both your body and your thoughts. The soul is not definable. That is actually the defining feature of the soul. The soul is like ether or gravity. It can't be measured. So, can astrology describe the soul? I would advise you to base it on your own experience. In my experience, when I am in the now, and therefore identified with not my mind and not my body, but the conscious observer of both of those things, the internal, eternal soul, I have no need for astrology. However, that's not to say that there isn't any merit in astrology. Most people, including myself for many years, use astrology to see where they came from or where they're going. Astrology can't really help you in the present moment. You can look at transits in the sky, but you're still looking outside of yourself. Remember, you're the conscious observer of everything. That means you're the innermost point. So if your physical body and your mind are two external forms, you can bet that the stars are an extremely external form. It's just two different ways of looking at this. It's two different perspectives. If you want to experience life for yourself, then go inside, become the conscious observer, and align with your soul. Your soul will always guide you as to where you need to go. This is what it's like to live with your soul alignment. So once you're aligned with who you really are, and you're aware that your thoughts, feelings, and body are all external forms that will one day not be you anymore, then you can work with divine information directly. I believe that the soul's purpose is just to be. The soul is best described as just the saying, I am. The soul has no agenda. The soul doesn't care. It's the mind that cares. And that's where the life purpose comes in. So I do feel that astrology works in twofold. It helps the mind to understand the energies that it is choosing by reflecting it back to the mind. And it also reflects the overall trajectory of a human's experience over one lifetime. However, because the mind exists in the duality of the 3D world, we don't see how one could exist at the same time as the other. How can you have free will, but then also have something like astrology that can tell you where you're going? The truth is, you can have both. You can have free will, and you can also be divinely guided. We just can't wrap our brains around it because the brain isn't meant to understand a singularity like the soul. The brain is of the physical world. It can only understand duality. So what do you think? Do you think that you can understand the soul's purpose from astrology? Please leave a comment below and tell me what you think about all this. I want to hear your opinions. That's what I have to say about the soul's purpose in astrology. If you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get a notification when I have new videos out. Thanks for watching. Bye!